5 pieces of gear that beginner videographers might not have, but absolutely need. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. What is up? Welcome back. Pete here. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Pete Gottschalk, content producer at Major League Baseball. And today we're going to be talking about 5 pieces of must-have gear that you as a beginner might not have, but you absolutely need. Things that are going to elevate your game, your shots, and your content wherever you are. Whether you're shooting college basketball, high school basketball, college baseball, professional softball, professional football, I don't know what you're shooting, but if you're a beginner and you don't have these items, or maybe you're not a beginner, I believe these are things that are going to help you improve your content. Your shots are going to be better from them, or they're going to help you prepare for certain situations and certain things that might happen to you while you're out and you need a little bit of help. Number 1, and I always say this is the most valuable thing in my bag, but it's one of the cheapest, and it's going to be my monopod. I know a lot of you might already have a monopod, but a lot of you might not. A monopod is just a simple piece of gear, doesn't have to be fancy, that'll help you keep your shot steady, and it's going to keep your arms and shoulders from getting super tired if you are shooting without one already. This is especially notable and important for people who are shooting sports on a long lens, 7200 or more. You're not going to want to hold that all game or handhold it all game. I used to do it in college where I shot through the eyepiece on a 7200 for football. That worked for me, but there's a lot of stoppages in play in football and stuff. I can't imagine holding a camera handheld all game on a long lens during a baseball game or a softball game. So monopods are just going to help you reduce the task on your body, and it's also going to help you ultimately make your shots better, which is going to help you professionally in the long run. Make sure if you do buy it, ideally you want the ones with the feet. That's just going to help you from a video perspective. Panning, going up and down, it's just going to keep it a little more steady. You won't get a little wobble or a little shake. I know there's a lot of photographers who use the monopods without the feet. That's okay. Their moments are frozen in time. Whenever you're panning a lot, you're gonna want the ones with feet. It's not an absolute, but it's just a recommendation. Another thing a videographer absolutely needs is some sort of way to clean their lens. So a puffer or a lens wipe. I feel like a hypocrite saying this, but I actually lost my puffer like 2 years ago and haven't gotten one back. But they are very valuable. I'm gonna order one on Amazon right now. They are very valuable for keeping that dust off your camera sensor. No one wants dust on your camera sensor. It makes your shots look unprofessional, and it's pretty noticeable whenever you have a blue sky or overcast sky. You can see the sensor dust. Unironically enough, I think I've had a couple vlogs with some sensor dust, but whatever, that's besides the point. And in tandem with a puffer, you can get some lens wipes, and that is just to keep your lenses clean from rain or smudges or dust on the fronts and stuff like that. So I recommend having lens wipes. I have a whole pack of them in my bag that I keep on me at all times. Pairing those two will keep your sensor clean, and it'll keep your lenses clean, and it'll keep your shots crispy. Number 3 would be a multi-tool or a couple different screwdrivers or something. Now this might seem like a strange thing to have in a camera bag, but I promise you it's not. When you're out working with C-stands or heavy-duty equipment at a shoot or at a game, you're going to want some sort of tool that will help you screw things in, pry things off of things, and you really never know when it can be useful for. I keep a screwdriver in my bag, and then I also keep a quarter in my bag, which I know that also sounds even weirder, but I do that not to pay parking meters, but I do that so I can screw plates on and off. Whether it's this tripod, like I just used a quarter to screw it on, or like a gimbal plate, you're gonna want some sort of way to screw or some sort of tool that will help you pry things off, just in case. You really never know. Sometimes caps or metal plates can get stuck, and multi-tools such as a Swiss Army knife or some sort of Allen wrench will ultimately help you if you are in a situation of need or you need something fixed. You never know what it could be, but it's always better to be prepared, especially if you're working with athletes or talent or something like that, as you often do in sports. And 4th on my list of gear you absolutely need, but you might not have, is this hard drive case. Now you're gonna want a hardcover one. Obviously, these are specifically made for the SanDisk solid state drives right here. They plop in right here and they're securely fastened, and I can put the USB-C cables here. Now these are going to be very important because if you are like me and you work off hard drives all the time, which you should be as a videographer, photographer, you're going to want to protect your hard drives because they're going to have some of your most valuable shots, your client work, other visual assets such as music or your exports that you are ultimately providing for the client. So it's going to have some of your most important data on them. If you do drop them, they can get damaged or lost in your bag or forgotten somewhere. So having this big case is able to kind of centralize the hard drives that I'm currently using. I don't really use more than 2. They're obviously over here on my desk. You do not ever want to damage a hard drive. If you ever have, which I have, and I lost a whole client's work when I dropped a hard drive, it's a story for another day. It's a problem. So ultimately, always use your hard drives, always back them up as well, whether it's on the cloud or another hard drive, and then of course, protect them in a hard case while it's in your camera bag. And finally, and this is the simplest one of the group, Gaff Tape. Gaff Tape, or any type of pro tape, will ultimately help you in so many scenarios. Whether something breaks off your camera, or your microphone isn't staying on your hot shoe, or you need to mic a player or an athlete or a person up, Gaff Tape will help you in so many scenarios. I've had this roll for a long time, and Cash even chewed it a little bit right here, but it still works. And you never know when you're going to need it. I find myself using it a lot to mark things on the floor if I'm at a shoot, to mic players up with under their shirt if they're uncomfortable with like a lavalier mic that's chunky, or one of the DJI ones. Everyone should absolutely have tape in their camera bag. If you're going to shoots, going to a game, you really never know when you're going to need it. Sometimes I even use it to just mark seats off if I'm at a game. Gaff Tape, very important and very valuable to have in your bag. And that is all I have for y'all today. Those were 5 pieces of gear that beginner videographers might not have, but you absolutely need. They're things you might not think of, but they're going to help you at games, at shoots, prepare for the unpredictable when you're out and about and shooting. I hope y'all were able to gain some value from this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna keep the YouTube video grind going this off season. I hope y'all are enjoying them, and I'll see y'all in the next video.